Okay, thank you.
Any other comments, questions? I'm not quite, oh, you go ahead, Member
Okay,
Fagan.
through the chair to the agent. So the 75 units, you need 2 parking spots per unit, so that's 150, but you're only 146, so you're 4 short. And you're banking on the one-bedroom apartments is 1 car. But if there's a husband and wife, then you need 2 cars. And then the 2-bedroom, if there's husband and wife and a child, 16, 18, 20-year-old, then you need 3 cars. So then it's going to be even worse. You're even more tighter. You're banking on the 1 bedroom's gonna be 1 person, but if it's a husband and wife, they're gonna have 2 vehicles, so then you're way short. You're shorter than these numbers are suggesting. Okay, it just depends how many people are in those units, the 1 bedroom and the 2 bedroom, because, like my household is a four-person household, we have 5 vehicles. So if there's 3 people there, then they have 3 vehicles, then that blows away the 1 parking spot scenario. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it just depends how many people are living there, you know. One, one person, 2 person, or 3 persons each has a car, then you could have triple the parking requirements. There's 3 people in there instead of 1 person, then I don't know, it seems pretty tight to me.
Any other comments then? I'm not quite understanding, if I may ask, what you described to Member Hamilton. If you could show the picture again, maybe I can. Sure. The pic, okay, so just in the picture itself where it showed the future building, I'm just asking the question. So both go in at ground level, but then does the 1 bedroom unit go to the basement and then 2 above? If you could show that picture again, not the drawing, the actual picture of the proposed building, like the design. That right there. Okay, so maybe if you explain, so see, to me, that looks above grade. So the 1 bedroom is on that level where the black railing is showing. Okay, that's. So then in looking at a picture like this, and in flipping to what Logan showed, the parking spots appear to be in front of the buildings. So then how, if it's a narrow structure like that, I'm just trying to visualize, and as Member Vamus pointed out, how do you get the parking for each of those units for the people in each? Are they assigned? Like, so if it's unit 101, it will have a sign on it, 101, and then they only, for a one bedroom, they're told they only get one parking spot? Because how do you get a 0.6? Okay, so that answers that question. Then when you did the parking study, I'm assuming because of its proximity to the 403, you'll be trying to market them to commuters. So commuters can't really go anywhere without excess cars. And a one bedroom could be purchased by a couple and they'll automatically have two cars. So is there an ability to get, so if somebody buys a two bedroom and they have, say, need for three cars, is there a way they can have three lots or spots assigned to themselves? So then how, can I ask, or is it too early in the process? How is this whole unit, the whole section being marketed to potential buyers? Okay, thank you. And then Member Penag has a
Through-
question.
Through the chair, Madam, I need to know, is it rental units or it's a purchase?
Through the chair, we have a member of Lisani that may be able to speak to this.
Oh, okay, that would be good. Are they online or here?
Through the chair, here in person.
Oh, okay, thank you. Can we have your name too for the record?
Good afternoon, committee. My name is Daniel Borelli, planner, project coordinator with Lozani Homes. And Emily Elliott is with MHPC, and she is our agent for this application. And I'd be happy to take any questions committee might have.
Well, I'll start with Member Penag.
Sure.
Through the chair, my question is, these are rental units or they're for sale? They're going to be sold?
So right now, the direction from Lozani ownership is that these units will be within our rental pool. So our intention is to rent these units out. That's the tenure of ownership right now. But yeah, typically rental units lend themselves to a lower parking rate. And we think that rental is needed within the community. A lot of our buildings in Hamilton, if you're familiar with Hamilton at all, near the Red Hill, we have a project called Soho. It's nearly fully leased up within a year. We have two other buildings in Binbrook, one 99 units, the other one 35, and both are fully leased. So we think there's a demand for rental. And our Soho units, they start out at, I think, 18 or 1900 bucks a unit. I don't know what this will come in at, but our intention is to rent these at the present time.
Then
So,
you go ahead.
supplementary is, how would you handle the parking between the tenants?
So right now, if you have a concept plan in front of you, you can see in front of the blocks, there's a bunch of triangles, I'll call them. And those are tandem spaces. So that means one car is in front of the other. And so for the lighter shaded orange blocks, we're fully compliant. On the darker shaded blocks, that is where that fourth unit exists. And the pods, I'll call them pods, they were designed for 3 tandem parking spaces. When that fourth unit was brought into the pod, that's what required the parking reduction. And so we said for 6 of those units, we'll provide 2 spaces. So for 600 square foot units, they get 2 parking spaces. They're tandem spaces. And then for the other 6, they'll get, what was it, 6 or 8 parking spaces? And so they won't have the full 2 per space, but they'll just at the 1.6, whatever that works out to. I think it's another 8 spaces. So
Sounds pretty complicated. Thank you.
It does. Do you have any? Oh, Member Hamilton, please go ahead.
You say these are rental units. I was just on site 2 hours ago, and they were advertising for $400,000.
oh, yep. So
So I'm confused.
sure. What you're speaking to is the site that's immediately south. It's called Block 99, and that was a different development that contained 3-story townhomes, and that was listed for sale at that price there. This is another development, and pricing or marketing hasn't gone out for that yet.
So where you're attempting to sell Block 99 is sitting on Block 98.
I think the sales center for.
Correct, the sales
Yes,
center. I'm talking about the sales center.
Yes, you're correct. So the sales center is sitting on Block 98, and that sales center was used to sell that Mile Hill subdivision.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Member Vamus, do you have any other questions? on the park?
Through the chair to Daniel. So in regards to the 12 unit, the 12 one-bedrooms, was there any consideration, was there any homes to drop that down to 10? Then you'd have your 20 parking spots and you'd be in compliance. If you drop down from 12 to 10, then you wouldn't have to be here today. Because your 2 spots, that's your 20 spaces, then you're in compliance.
I'm not sure that we looked at it that way. I think we looked at how do we bring on more of that 1-bedroom product into Paris. You might be familiar, we had a zoning approval and a fully site plan approved site just up the street at Court Drive that had that 1-bedroom mix, and I think the county was looking forward to us bringing that. We haven't been able to, so we thought that this would be a good opportunity to bring that online. And we think that stacked townhomes, and we know that stacked townhomes are faster to build than a building. Building typically takes 30 years, and we think that this project could get off the ground and be fully developed within 1 year. So we thought, well, this is a great opportunity to provide that product, and so that's why we're here.
My thing was just the 10 one-bedroom units, if you're approved, you got this parking, so why try to go 12 units, 13 units, 14 units, 15 units? You know, you can do 10, so you're allowed to do 10, so why would you try to push it and do more?
So I don't think 10 units is I don't think that's.
They'll give you your 20 spots. Your two cars a unit, that's your 20 spaces, and then you're in compliance.
Right.
So why push it? And you're applying for 12, so you're above the regulations, but like if you go 12, 13, 14, what's the difference? Well, why do you stick with 10?
It's The way it plays out though is that it's 6 units, because the main floor is on the darker orange. So that pod is actually a little bit wider, and that main floor is cut into half. So in the orange units, it's a 950 square foot unit that gets 2 parking spaces. What we decided to do is cut that in half and then broaden out that pod. And so that third unit within that pod, I'll call it, gets its 2 spaces. But then though that fourth unit, it needs to get parking from somewhere. So what we designed to do was in that center island get 6 spaces, and then those 2 other spaces, I think Logan had it as shaded yellow. There's no other way to do it.
Okay, thank you.
I just, on a follow-up then, first off, I only noted there was only 1 accessible parking spot, and maybe staff has to answer. I thought there was a percentage of the total that always had to be allocated as accessible, but maybe I'm thinking of commercial. I'm surprised that out of, is it 167 or 170, well, round, there's only 1 accessible spot.
Through you, Madam Chair, the question I believe Member Hamilton asked at the beginning, questioning the same thing, why only 1 space? And you're correct, is 4% of the required spaces require 4% of the required spaces allocated for accessible, in addition to the required spaces. So in this case, because these private units require 2 private spaces per unit, we're not calculating based on the overall site of total parking. We're focused on the number of visitor parking, which generates the need for accessible parking. So those are the more public facing spaces. So in this case, the 4% was calculated based on the 19 visitor parking spaces requiring 1 accessible space.
Okay. But-
Different from a commercial site where
Yeah.
generally you see more.
Okay, but we've just learned this whole project is geared to the rental market. So if it's geared to the rental market, and I'm drawing on from 30 years ago on nonprofit housing, but this is for profit. So is there no stipulation from the province that some of them have to be marketed for either low income or disabilities? I'm just kind of surprised if it is being set as a rental project.
Through Madam Chair, just for clarification, are you referring to kind of barrier-free access to some of the units themselves?
Yeah,
Not just
and-
this parking spaces?
yeah, and so income too, like. So there's no part of the provincial regulations, I guess I'm getting at, that would govern a project like this where it should be marketed to, because we know there's such a need for housing.
Through you, Madam Chair, just to provide the clarification there is no requirement for any, by definition, affordable or attainable housing to be provided here, but what the county is benefiting from is this unit type specifically. So these are smaller units, as Dan from Lisani identified. The rental market or the price point would be lower based on size. We also have a mix of 1 and 2 bedroom units. And through a housing study that the county initiated less than a year ago, we did identify that there was a gap in the number of 1 bedroom units. So staff are supportive of the plan as shown, and as supportive of the parking reduction, knowing that we do have the opportunity to bring more units to the market, whether it be for purchase through a plan of condominium or rental, as Lisani's and as they shared. So staff are supportive of this plan.
And then my last question, I believe the planner mentioned the one bedroom were 600 square meters. So are they square meters or square feet?
Square feet.
And then the two bedroom are how big in square footage?
Yeah, so the 2-bedroom, 2-story are 1,000, 1,100 square feet. And then there's another unit typology that's basically a flat, and that's about 950. So there's 3 unit types that we're bringing on.
Any other comments, Member Panay?
Chair, I have another question. By cutting back 4 parking lot spaces, how many units you're gaining? How many townhouses you are gaining, 1 or 2?
I'm not sure it's gaining. We're coming in for 75 stacked townhomes. That's what we're nearly site plan approved on. So what I would point you to is the county's zoning bylaw currently for apartment style units, which is basically a 600 square foot 1-bedroom unit. Currently in the zoning bylaw only requires 1 space. So when we look at the drawings that Emily shared, although it's not in the form of an apartment building, the function operates of those spaces as an apartment style unit. Nodding to the county's 1 bedroom per space or 1 parking space per unit in that regard, we thought we would do the same but provide that 0.5 or 0.6 more. And that's what we were able to achieve. We think it's a good plan. The Paradigm, our traffic consultant, was able to support it. And ultimately, we've gained the support of planning staff on this proposal. So all around, we thought it was good.
Through the chair, madam, my concern is that we are talking about affordable housing, but at the same time, we're giving less for the same amount of money. So if we are making affordable, they should be able to get the proper parking spaces. Not fight for, when a guest comes to the visit and they're looking for parking, driving around and going somewhere else. Thank you.
Any other comments, questions from committee members? Then I will open up the public portion of this application, and there is no one online, is there? And and there's no one in chambers, then I'll close the public portion of this application. And then I'll ask the committee, are there any final comments or questions to either staff or the agents present? Member Hamilton, please go ahead.
I just want maybe clarification, staff or the agent. This is owned by a business putting forward. It is not mine. It's not a reduced housing from a perspective of the county or the government. So this is a full-fledged business. Therefore, it should be looked at from a business perspective, and that, yes, we all looking for the reduced cost of living, but this is a commercial operation that's come forward with this application. It's not the county or the Ontario government. So just a point there.
Great. Then with that, I will ask, is there a committee member who would like to make a motion on this? Member Hamilton, please go ahead.
I move that we accept minor variance application A 27-25 LK. Because it's minor in nature, it meets the 4 tests of what's needed for a minor variance, and it's within the realm of the zoning bylaws from the County of Brant.
Thank you. Is there a second to that motion? There is no seconder. I believe the motion has failed. Then I will request, is there a motion on the other side to deny the variance?
I like to make a motion to deny the application
And your reasons?
because we are setting a precedent that every time we want to make it affordable, we cut back on the parking or we cut back on the space. And that should stop.
And do you feel as another reason how it fails the 4 criteria of the minor variance test on page 3?
Well, technically, it might pass the minor variance, but we still have to think about the people who's going to rent it.
Thank you. Is there
Thank
a seconder for that motion? Member Vamus? I'll now call the vote, starting with Member Schmidt.
Yes.
Member Vamus?
Yes.
Member Hamilton?
No.
Member Peneg?
Yes.
And Brown? No. So I guess it is 3-2. The motion to deny the minor variance has carried. The application has failed. I will now introduce item 5.2 for application A2525 LK and turn it over to staff for the presentation of the report.
I'll be presenting minor variance application A2525 LK for lands located at 944 Powerline Road, submitted by MJMA Architecture and Design on behalf of the County of Brant, courtesy of Kathy Valentine, who's here online, I believe. Subject lands are located at the intersection of Powerline Road and Rest Acres Road, with a lot area of 12.24 acres with approximately 218 meters of frontage along Powerline Road. The site accommodates the existing Brant Sports Complex, associated parking, and 2 entrances along Powerline Road. The lands are designated as community node in the County of Brant official plan and zoned as recreational facilities, OS2 in the zoning bylaw 6116. The application is seeking relief of section 14, table 14, 3.1 of the zoning bylaw to permit a maximum building height of 11 meters, whereas 10 meters is required. The requested variance is required in order to facilitate the proposed expansion of the Brant Sports Complex through a future site plan application, thus continuing its place as a focal point for the community. The relief being requested is technical in nature due to the changes in grade on site. The increased building height is required in order to maintain a uniform height from the existing facility to the proposed expansion. The additional 1 meter in height represents a minimal 10% increase in height and will remain compatibly scaled. All other zoning requirements are intended to be met through the future site plan application. At the time of writing the report and presenting to you today, no comments have been received in regard to the application. As a result of my review of the application and for the reasons outlined in my report, I am recommending approval of minor variance application A2525. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Logan, for the presentation. I'll ask committee members, do you have any questions on this application? Member Hamilton?
Through the chair to staff, I was out at the arena there today. Looking at what we see here, I don't see I know there's not it appears there's not a drawing of what there is. How big is this going to be? I've got no problem with the height, it's just where, and are we taking up part of that parking behind it, or heading, I guess, towards Mile Hill, 1 Mile Hill? Is that where it's, I hadn't seen anything on this before, so.
Through the chair, yes, I can provide a little bit of information, although the design team is with us, but yes, so some of the parking will, or some of the development will be included to the east of the existing building into the parking lot, and the parking lot will be expanded to the south of the building, just north of, I believe it's Markle Drive, on that bend there, right where that roundabout is. So parking will be accommodated just to the south of the building, and on site in the existing parking spaces. But yes, it will just be to the east of the existing facility.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so the additional parking would come with that one that we did 2 or 3 months ago, taking it off that other one, adding it on. That one space there that we adjoined or something like that. There was to the south. Yeah, there was that one chunk of land coming off the one thing. So that becomes the parking as you expand it to the east. Okay, thank you. I
Sure,
just
that's correct.
haven't seen any concepts of it. I'm just trying to put it together in my head. Thank you.
Any other comments, questions from committee members? Is the applicant or agent present online? Well, would you like to add to the staff report? Are you, sorry to interrupt, are you sharing your screen? Yeah, there's, oh. Now, yes, I see it. Thank you. Any other comments, questions? Member Hamilton?
You must have very good eyes. I've got the diagram here you provided, but you can't read it. It's a scribble. And all I'm saying, you're expecting us to make a decision and you're giving us information that's unlegible. So in the future, maybe try and blow that up a little bit and we would have a better understanding.
I only have a question. What was the year this complex was built? Okay, thank you. That's what I thought. Okay. Any other comments, questions from the committee? Then I'll open the public portion of this application. There's no one online or in chambers wishing to speak to it, so I will close the public portion. And then I'll ask the committee members, are there any final comments or questions to either staff or the agents and design team? And since there are none, I'll ask, is there a member who wishes to put forth a motion? Member Panag, please go ahead.
I'd like to make a motion that application A 25-25-LK be approved
And your reason?
because it's minor invariance and keeping with the general intent of official plan, and it passes the 4 tests of Planning Act.
Thank you. And Member Schmidt wishes to second. I'll now call the vote, starting with Member Schmidt,
Yes.
Member Vamus,
Yes.
Member Hamilton.
Yes.
Member Panag.
Yes.
And Brown, yes. The motion to approve application A 2525LK has carried. The application is approved. We will now move to item 6. The next meeting is scheduled to be March 12th, 2026. And again, will be a hybrid meeting starting at 6 p.m. May I please get a motion to adjourn the meeting? Oh, yes, there was other business. So that will be our 6.1.
Yes, under item 6.1, Member Hamilton asked about the community planning permit system open house that is scheduled for Canesville you referred to, so.
Yes. Oh, there are several of them.
There are several, yes.
Okay,
So
sorry,
there
I just-
are, it's a bit of an update, kind of on schedule with updates we've provided previously where the community planning permit system has gone public. So we are looking for feedback and that we've, through surveys, and have scheduled a number of open houses where the members of the public and anyone who's interested can come out and learn a little bit more about the community planning permit system. The information is all available on Engage Brant, which is an engagement website that is used for a number of county projects. So if you look up the community planning permit system, we do have a number of open houses that are scheduled on the 23rd, 25th, 26th, and March 2nd. And each of those are scheduled to be located in various communities throughout the county: St. George, Paris, Canesville, and Burford. So lots of opportunity to get involved, and there are a number of useful links on the Engage Brant website, and opportunities to take an online survey as well to provide some feedback on the information that's available to us and the public so far.
Thank you. No, I'd heard about it. I've been away, so I just wanted to get clarification as to when, and I didn't realize there was additional ones throughout the county, so.
And can I ask a question on that then?
You seen that?
In this
Yes.
open house then,
Yeah,
will
that
there
was-
be an
yeah, you were-
actual presentation or?
Through you, Madam Chair, I'm not sure on the exact format of the open house. Our policy team has taken the lead on that. I would imagine in
John.
a similar
That's
format
John's.
to previous open houses that by our policy team, there will be a mix of boards, information boards, opportunity to provide feedback around the room, and opportunities to mingle with staff and learn a little bit more about the process.
And I put it in at 6 p.m., that's correct?
Take a picture. No, take a picture of it.
It's in the car.
That's correct. So it is an open house starting at 6 p.m. till 8 p.m.
Okay. Any other comments, questions? No?
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you, Member Hamilton, for providing us an opportunity to plug the upcoming open houses.
Then I will move to item 7, adjournment. May I please get a motion to adjourn? Moved by Member Schmidt. Is there a seconder? Member Hamilton? All those in favor, please raise your hand. I now declare the meeting February 17th. It is February, closed.